Good morning guys. So today I'm travelling from Samarkand to Bukhara, which is another ancient city in Uzbekistan. One thing that makes Uzbekistan different from Kyrgyzstan is that they actually have a much more developed rail network, and they actually have a high-speed train as well, which runs from Tashkent to Bukhara, so I'm going to take that today. So I thought I'd film it for you just to show you what it's like. The guy from the place I was staying at before has offered me a lift to the train station, so that was super kind of him. So I'm just packing my stuff at the moment and then we will get going and see if we can find this train. The Samarkand train station is pretty big and confusing, as I couldn't actually see any information boards, but I just asked some staff which platform I needed and they were more than happy to help. And here it is, the afrosiyob high-speed train. As I was walking to board the train, I got sidetracked by this fanfare. I think it was like a welcome ceremony for some Saudi Arabian VIPs. I found my seat pretty easily. It had quite a lot of leg room, so I got comfy and settled in to eat my croissant. The afrosiyob train reaches a max speed of 250 km per hour, but it was pretty smooth to be honest. And in case you didn't know, I tend to fall asleep pretty much as soon as I'm in a moving vehicle, so I did a bit of that, and in no time at all I arrived in Bukhara.
Welcome to Bukhara.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anglia, America.
Anglia. Okay, I've arrived in Bukhara and this is the guest house. It looks really nice. Let me show you quickly. So I've got my own private room with 3 beds to choose from. Really nice decor, pomegranate bedspread, and got my own bathroom with like, what is that, like a half bathtub, half shower or something. Don't know, not seen one like that before. But that's pretty good, especially considering this place is less than £10 a night. Technically it's like £5 a night, but there's some city taxes and stuff added to it, so yeah, it's super cheap. I'm gonna stay here for 6 days because I am tired, honestly. I'm so tired of like packing my bag and traveling around. I need a couple of days off and just to chill and also wash clothes and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna stay here for a little while. Anyway, I'm probably not gonna film much else today, so I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning guys. So, first day of exploring Bukhara. I think I'm gonna head into like the old centre, so that'll take me about half an hour to walk. I have no like exact plan. I have a few places that I want to see. I think there's a lot of stuff to see here. So yeah, I'll take a walk in and we'll just have a little wander around and see what we can find. On my way to the old centre, I came across my first historic landmark. This is the Chor Minor Madrasa, a 19th century gatehouse that was originally part of a madrasa, the rest of which has since been demolished. It's free to go inside, but all that's in there is a souvenir shop. I headed down a series of alleyways until I reached this historic square, which is home to 2 more madrasas. This first one is called the Ulugh Madrasa, named after the famous astronomer that we learnt all about in the last video in Samarkand. This was built in 1417 and it's one of the oldest madrasas in Central Asia. Inside there was a small museum about the history of calligraphy, which Bukhara was famous for in the 15th century. The exhibition showed examples of tools that would have been used and examples of calligraphy work as well. In the centre of the madrasa there's a courtyard, and it's clear to see that there was some restoration work going on. Just opposite is the Abdulaziz Khan Madrasa. This one is younger than the previous one, however. It's from 1651. Built by King Abdulaziz Khan, who wanted it to be even more beautiful than the Ulugh Madrasa. Inside there are more souvenir stalls, mostly selling jewellery and embroidered items. Well, I'm already totally overwhelmed, like in Samarkand. There's just so much to see. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good day. I think around here there's an interesting mosque with a big tower. So I'm going to try and find that. Oh, I found it. That wasn't hard. This is the Kalan Minaret, one of Bukhara's most famous landmarks. It stands at 150 feet tall and the attached mosque is open for visitors. The Kalan Mosque was built in the 12th century, commissioned by Arslan Khan. The original mosque was destroyed by Chinggis Khan in 1220, but somehow the minaret survived. The mosque is actually one of the biggest in Central Asia, after the Bibi Khanim Mosque that we visited in Samarkand and the Great Mosque of Herat in Afghanistan. So it cost just less than £1 to come in here. It's pretty good. I'm glad I bought my scarf. And just the detail on these buildings is insane. The tiles and the brickwork and carvings and everything. It's just so beautiful. But yeah, I'm totally overwhelmed right now. I think Bukhara just has a lot of sights, more than I was expecting. I think this is actually the mosque bit. Look at these tiles, we've got like Arabic script, flower patterns, geometry. All these all have been like hand cut as well. Just insane. evidence of some restoration. That's how it was. And that looks like they've re-tiled it or repainted it or something. Interesting. Opposite the Kalan Mosque is the Miri Arab Madrasa, which was built in 1515. I did try to go inside, but I was only able to enter the vestibule area where there was some interesting tile works on the ceilings. Okay, now I'm heading to another square not far from here. I think there's a few things to see there, and then we'll get some lunch as well. After about a 10-minute walk, I arrived at Liabi House Square, a really picturesque set of buildings set around a pool with a fountain. There are a few more madrasas to see here, but I was on the hunt for some lunch, so I found a nice spot by the pond. I got a nice alcohol-free mojito, which was super refreshing. And I decided to try the special Bukhara variant of plov, which consists of rice with lots of yellow carrots and raisins and beef, and it was absolutely delicious. Well, lunch was amazing, but oh god, I can't stop laughing. I just got propositioned by this guy, and then obviously I was like, no, I'm good. And then this like old babushka comes along and like flops out a load of bread onto the table trying to get him to buy it. And he's all like, oh no, I don't want it. And she's really pushy, and he ended up buying it, and then he just gave it to me and he was like, it's a gift. This is really good bread. So now I've got this massive bag of bread to carry around. Not ideal. It's massive and there's like 2 loaves. I just don't know what to do with it. Anyway, I'm heading over to the next stop in a minute. I think it's about a 15-minute walk away. I didn't expect there to be so many historic buildings. I actually have to pick and choose what I show you. This is the Ark of Kara, a huge fortress, parts of which date back to the 5th century. The grand main entrance is from the 18th century though, and many parts of the fortress have been destroyed and rebuilt over the centuries. It was continually used as a fortress until the Russian Empire took over in 1920. It costs 40,000 sum to enter, which is about £2.50. All of Bukhara's attractions are very reasonably priced, and this fortress is huge, so it's definitely worth a visit. The first building is the Friday Mosque that's been converted into a small museum. It was built in the early 18th century and it's been renovated many times over the years, but the interior decorations are really detailed and beautiful. On display there's a book containing Quran verses from the 8th century, along with more calligraphy and calligraphy tools as well. This is the throne hall, which dates back to the 18th century. It would have contained the throne of a ruler. Nowadays, tourists can pay a fee to pose on the reproduction throne. This area was known as the greeting courtyard, where a ceremony would take place daily to greet the ruler of Bukhara, of which 300 people would participate in. There was another small museum here as well, with an exhibition of handicrafts and traditional clothes. This part is an archaeology site where excavations began in the 1970s. These excavations gave scientists more details about the age of the fortress, as they found items, including ceramic materials, that they were able to date back to the 5th century. This is actually a pretty good value attraction. It costs like £3 to come in, and it's huge. There's all this archaeological zone, there's like several museums, there's loads to see, definitely worth it. Over here we've got quite a preserved ruin of something. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but hopefully it will say. My guess is bathhouse, hammam. Oops, my bad, it's actually a mosque from the 18th century. Not much left of it now though. And of course you get some good views up here of the city. You get even better views if you pay to go up that tower, but I'm not going to do that. That's the bathhouse from the 16th century. But it's like 3 PM now. I think I'm going to go get coffee somewhere. Maybe a cake or something as well. Let's see what we can find. I got myself my obligatory coffee, but I also decided to try this cake, which turned out to be a chocolate orange cake, and it was really nice. As I was walking away from the old centre, I stumbled upon a madrasa that hasn't been restored yet. This is the Saroy Tash madrasa from the 18th century. It's in ruins now, but maybe one day they'll restore it to its former glory. Well, I decided to come back for a bit and chill out before dinner. I've got a few hours, so I think I'll just relax for a while. I've been doing quite a lot of walking, which is really good. I feel like I've seen quite a lot of stuff today. But yeah, later on we'll go out and I'll find something for dinner. I'm not sure what yet, but we'll see, I guess. So I'll see you later. I don't often go out at night, but Bukhara felt pretty safe, so I ventured out and found a local restaurant serving simple home-cooked food. I quite liked the vibe in there, and they were also watching Uzbek dubbed Indian movies, which was pretty funny. Anyway, I got a hot lemon tea and a plate of pelmeni, which are small dumplings, and it was exactly what I wanted. Well, I think I'm going to leave this one here. It's been an awesome first day of exploring. I think I've packed quite a lot in, which is really good. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything. I will see you guys in the next one for some more exploring, because there's still loads to see. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.